He's saying goodbye.
Oh, is that what they were there for?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. But we weren't getting any money from them anyway.
Well, eventually they're going to be part of our church.
Yeah. Well, they might have found it. Did they find a church? Do you know?
Found a place to go for church.
Because they were looking for a church.
Closer, kind of northwest. Apparently it's closer to where they live.
Oh.
Your 2020 Guide to Pandemic Survival with Freddie Mouse. Protect yourself and others and wear your mask. Number 2, social distance at least 6 feet. Number 3, stay home when you are sick. Number 4, wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Stay safe out there. Message from Freddie.
Hey, what was he saying about his own business? Was he just talking about being an author?
Yeah.
That's not a business.
I mean, it doesn't. What you published in 5th grade doesn't count.
Yeah, what you published in 5th grade for like probably a school project is not going to count. I just want to read this book, so I just want to know.
Your 2020 Guide to Pandemic Survival with Freddie Mouse. How to make a mask. You'll need filter, cloth, bands. Put them together.
St. Mary's collaboration to study COVID-19. Nursing homes can't meet federal COVID-19 test goals that never really exist. Trump withdraws from the World Health Organization. Got criticism of Oxford and the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization was historic health assembly and polygon measure acted 19 national electronic response. First, the World Health Organization was the world's leading technology to ensure access to COVID-19 health products for all. First, travel-related case of 2019 novel coronavirus detected in the United States, January 21st, 2020.
Infected people have had a wide range of symptoms reported, from mild symptoms to severe illness. After exposure to the virus, people would be symptoms based on COVID-19, within about shortness or death or symptomatic
These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs.
So, what I've noticed about living in a pandemic, it's become a lot harder for a lot of us to go and see our families.
Due to COVID-19, many people, including myself, have been sheltered indoors for many weeks to months. While this seems like a disadvantage to most people that want to be in person again, I at least see it as an advantage in which we can communicate effectively in other ways.
COVID, while it has changed some aspects of my life, I don't feel any different, and I'm really able to kind of adapt very well, but it did make school that second semester a lot harder, and I think I would have done a lot better if I was actually on campus and stuff.
Other things I've seen changing are just like people moving to online churches. I know my church has tried to do that as best they can, which made graduation really hard.
I have been running and hosting and working in the background of all my church worship services that we have every Sunday on Zoom. I've been making the PowerPoints.
I was a junior in college when this whole thing happened, and at least at my school, MSUM, we were on spring break when they made the call that all classes were going to be put to online. And it was actually towards the end of the break when they said all classes are going to be suspended.
One of the things that I've noticed is that people have been going completely stir crazy because you're stuck inside all the time. You can't go anywhere, get a haircut, go to a restaurant, even go to work. All classes have moved online, which is kind of difficult, especially if you're taking studio classes.
Personally, when we first moved into our new apartment, I was waiting for my family to come up here and bring some stuff. But then I got the word a few weeks later that they would not be able to come up here because if they did, there was a chance of either of us getting COVID and spreading it around.
As an activist, the pandemic has made protests more difficult. I held a protest last Friday and had many people messaging me, apologizing for not being able to come due to the virus. We took precautions by wearing masks and bringing hand sanitizer, but I still don't feel negatively towards those who didn't come, because health is important too. I do feel we would have had a better turnout and a bigger impact without the pandemic.
While I do miss being in person for most of my conversations, at least with Zoom calls, technology has enabled me to talk to people, especially in how they're really feeling and really affected by the pandemic.
And, it's just kind of crazy how, sometimes it's really frustrating how the technology doesn't work. And then you get blamed for it when it's like, I can't do anything about this.
It was just a lot to take in because who would have thought that when we were leaving for break to go back home, we would never be coming back and we would be going online.
Work-wise, my hours have changed and stuff. The theater that I work at is closed right now, so we are just doing a lot of like spring cleaning type things to still get hours.
The pandemic has greatly affected my work because I work from home now. We do video chats with students and email them printable worksheets. They also have the option of picking up materials from the school every week, but we have had multiple students drop out due to not being able to handle distance learning.
And that's actually something I won't get to see is my sister's graduation, or even my own for that matter. I have to say how the seniors in high school are handling all of it is very creative. I know back home they're doing like little drive-by things, so students can come by and just kind of wave out the window and go, "Hi, glad you graduated. Here's your gift."
You're washing your hands all the time, and they just get so dried out to the point where they start bleeding. And there's nothing you can really do about it because hand washing is one of the best ways to prevent the spread of COVID. So you're kind of just stuck with it.
I went from hanging out with my friends and being with all of them up at school, living in the dorms and just hanging out with them, to being at home with my family and doing online classes in quarantine with nowhere to go. So I would say that's the biggest impact it's had on my life.
But other than that, it's all just a waiting game, and I honestly don't mind it. I just hope that I'm able to go back to college in August, so we'll see how it goes.
I know at least though one day we'll be able to be in person, and while that time may be far away from now, at least we have technology to be able to use in order to communicate effectively.
A recent mining consult survey of more than 2,000 units about plans of just 16 casino nuclear plans and including was voted by the reduction in size of 124 of America was a senior 5-year plan of plans and a senior 5-year plan of said that 20% of Americans were drinking more, compared to 25% who said they were drinking less. Two reasons. Overall consumption will actually be decreasing.
One day we'll be able to be back together again, and I just pray in which those people that are struggling to enable themselves to further their own lives and helping others. Thank you.